This is a Gibson 1960s Faded Series 2023. And these are real vintage celluloid inlays. And then this is the Gibson plastic inlay. Which looks better in your opinion? Now the yellow ones are real aged celluloid inlays that would come in a real 50s Les Paul or plastic. What I don't understand is why Gibson doesn't put these kind of inlays in their guitars. It's ridiculous. I paid $15 for these inlays. $15. Why not put real inlays in the guitars and up the price $15? I'd be glad to pay an extra 20 bucks to have these inlays instead of these plastic ones. Why, Gibson, why? I mean, this is the main selling point of the guitars, the inlays. I mean, look how beautiful the Gibson inlay is. Why don't they do that here? It's not very expensive. Add the price to the guitar. People will pay it. People will pay an extra $20 for beautiful inlays. Look at these inlays, how pretty they are. And these are nitrocelluloid. These are the ones that actually come in the inlay. And you can buy them online anywhere. And I don't understand why Gibson puts cheap freaking plastic inlays in. Why? These things are so cheap. It's like you can't outsource some decent inlays. Even the ones that aren't yellow look great. And these are just celluloid. This is what they put in the original Gibsons. They weren't mother of pearl or nothing. They were just celluloid inlays. Cheap. But Gibson still puts these freaking plastic inlays in. Why? The guitar is beautiful. 8.10 pounds. Look at that top. Gorgeous. And then, bam! Plastic inlays. Craziness. Man, if I was the head guy at Gibson, that's the first thing I would do. If I took in charge, I would change the inlays. I would outsource celluloid inlays and all Les Pauls. Got to, man. Look how beautiful that is. And it's not that much more. Add the price to the friggin' guitar. People will pay it. My God. The celluloid inlays are so beautiful. Look at that. Look how pretty that inlay is. Now, could you imagine that on Les Pauls? Man, this is so cheap, this stuff. And these things would sell like hotcakes, dude. Look at how beautiful that is. Wow. I'll sell them friggin' inlays. I'll source it out for Gibson. Damn. It's like ridiculous. Well, that's my rant about Gibson. They make some of the best guitars ever with the worst friggin' inlays ever. Plastic. Look at that. I had to friggin' sand this just to get a color out of it because Gibson, they don't do nothing with these inlays. I mean, I had to sand, polish, sand just to get so you could see something besides just white. I don't know why they just don't put a white piece of plastic in there. Fuck it. Hell. That's what just do like PRS does. A white piece of bird plastic. Insanity. And these inlays have become so cheap. It's like, dude, come on. Okay, that's my rant. They make excellent guitars. Oh, and it's like, why can't you put a real ABR1 bridge in? I've got these import studs, screwed them right into the body. 8mm stud, get an 8mm tap threads, screw it in, the import stud, and then you have a Faber type bridge. It's like Gibson's crazy, man. Look at this. Solid now. Why not just put a ABR1 thing in there? You save money. You save so much money with just one pole in there. Instead of a grommet, a pole, this. It's like, oh, if you want the ABR1, you got to spend... Why don't you just put the nicer finishes, you know, on the custom with the long neck tenon. That's all people want, a long neck tenon. But the inlays is ridiculous, Gibson. Come on, man. Put some freaking real inlays in the guitars. Stop with the nonsense. They've gotten real good on the bindings and the frets and everything. They've come a long way on that. I mean, this guitar plays phenomenal. Come on, man. Put some decent inlays in so it looks pretty, man. Sick of this crap. Now I got to do all this work. These inlays aren't too bad after you polish them up. But you couldn't see none of this before I sanded them and polished them. Then they came out pretty decent. They're not too bad. I mean, nothing like these inlays. When you're on stage and the light shines on these, it looks like $1 million guitar. Yeah, that's my rant with Gibson. $15 shitty ass friggin' cellular inlays. But no, they just put plastic in. Like I said, Gibson, either put just a white piece of plastic or put nice inlays in. Thank you. Goodbye.